Nigeria Chambers here. We're at San Diego Comic-Con 2025, kicking it off the right way with a name, a face, an icon, a legend, stopping through the suite today. You know all of his work, but we got so much more to talk about that you may not have heard of yet, but we're going to get all the details all about it. Greg Nicotero, how you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning to you. You know, I reflect back to some of my favorite Comic-Con moments, and I believe it was about 3 years ago, and it was a Walking Dead celebration, and that was an after-party mixer. And sharing a quick glass of wine with you was one of the things I went back and I was like, guess what I did, folks? It was like, really? I was like, it's the most casual little thing. I totally didn't freak out, but good vibes.
I would have never known. That was when we were across the way at the party. I remember.
Yep. So obviously we got a lot of things to celebrate today, but let's kick off with obviously the return of The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon season 3, which is coming to AMC and AMC Plus, starting off September 7th, 9 p.m. Eastern time. You know, this iconic franchise that the fans will never let go of. We will ride with Daryl and Carol to the end of the world, which looks like we might be going in this season. But I just want to know for you, man, because I know, this is a project that's super special for you. And then when you look at Norman and Melissa's work from over the years, their bond, it's so organic. And even them coming to Comic-Con together, they're clearly besties. I just want to know for you, just almost like the proud pop, like how has the moments been for you seeing the progression of the characters, but also just the bond of the two people?
Well, look, I mean, you said it yourself. It's the chemistry. Those two have impeccable chemistry. You know, right before season 2 premiered, they had a show on AMC that was like their journey so far. Yeah. And it showed a lot of the old clips of like season 2, 3, and 4. And I was watching it and I was texting Norman going, man, our show's good.
Yeah.
Like The Walking Dead, just the relationship that Daryl and Carol built in season 2 was so strong and so profound. And to be able to continue that relationship, it's really all about what those two bring to those characters. And I love watching them together. I love the way that they can take any scene that is written and strip away any of the BS and just know what it is that these two characters are trying to say to each other.
Yeah.
And, you know, look, a lot of times with Daryl, less is more.
Yeah.
Daryl's not a big talker. He's not Negan.
Yeah.
Negan doesn't give a 20-minute speech.
Yeah.
You know, Daryl will say 3 words and that'll be it.
Yeah.
And I really just love the quiet moments between them because you feel that magnetic power.
Yeah, there's so much emphasis in the world about expressing your feelings and emotions through communication verbally, but as you mentioned, there's a lot of what we see between the two of them that isn't verbal at all. It is just the kind of the look, the mannerisms. I mean, I bawled my eyes out the moment that they looked at each other when they first ran into each other in season 2. It was just like, it was the most magical moment, and nothing was said until they embraced each other, and it was just, you know, I don't know what I watched after that because I was just full of tears.
Look, I want to do an episode where they're trapped in a place, they can't talk or make any noise, and the entire episode has no dialogue.
Yeah.
And it's just about the emotion and the stuff that happens on their faces. I think that would be amazing because the actors, all of our actors, you know, Andy and and excuse me, and Lauren and Denai and everybody, you know, there's so much power behind them. I mean, look, you got to go back and give it all to Frank Darabont, who put that cast together. Yeah. John Bernthal, Stephen Yun, you know, that original cast, Jeff DeMunn and Laurie Holden, man, oh man, like it just, it sang. And, you know, I was just saying earlier, 15 years ago, we were here showing the first trailer for Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And what a moment that was.
Here we are, still going strong. And now we go to Spain. And I got to check out some of this season. I'm not going to give too much away. But I think the biggest thing about Daryl and Carol, as much as the fans, we want to see them together, is we want them to win. But it's The Walking Dead. So we know when there's ups, there's plenty of downs with this. But we ride with them to the end of the world.
Yeah.
They now go to Spain. They're exploring a new world. What might you be able to say about the adventure that they're going to endure? Talk about some of the variations of the walkers, you know, some of the new characters that are popping up.
Well, you know, look, when Norman originally had the idea for the show, it was probably 10 years ago. It was always sort of based on those 70s, like Kung Fu or even look, as ridiculous as it sounds, the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
You think about the fact that these characters, every episode, they come in contact with a group of people, they leave, and that group of people has changed, and the person has changed by their interaction.
Yeah.
So, when you're dealing with the couple hundred years old of culture that we have in the United States versus the thousands of years in Europe, in Spain, in France, in Italy, you have an opportunity to really delve into those cultures.
Yeah.
And you take those cultures and you put them into the post-apocalyptic world. So I love the adventure and the journey that they go on because they're constantly learning more about people. But then there's another really important element to it, which is the sort of rebellious nature of young people. Imagine, okay, so let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So the apocalypse has been happening for 14 years maybe?
Mm-hmm.
If you're a kid who's 18 years old, you don't remember what the world was like before.
At all, yeah.
You're living in a walled community where you're told you can't go out there because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And of course, what are you going to do?
Go out there.
I want to go out there.
Yes. Press the red button.
So right out of the bat, as you know, because if you've seen it, Daryl and Carol meet a young rebellious couple who was like, we want to do what we want to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I love that we're still exploring those aspects of society, of survival, of love, of betrayal. And it's always set in the backdrop of a different culture. And in this instance, we kind of zip through London and then we're into Spain and we get to really experience that. And it's amazing.
It is. It truly is. And once again, folks, Daryl Dixon Season 3, it comes to AMC and AMC Plus September 7th. Now, let's turn our attention to the end of this year. We don't have a date yet, but we definitely have something big that I'm super excited for coming to Shudder, and that's Guts and Glory.
Yes.
I know you're excited to talk about this.
Oh, my God. Okay, so, all right. It's just me and you, right?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
So, so here's the thing, I watch a lot of TV. Like when you work really hard, you get home, you put something on, it's there. I love Survivor. I love The Traitors. I love Destination X, Naked and Afraid. I watch all those shows. They're super entertaining because it's all about the reactions of these real people and how human or not human they can be to each other. Yeah, yeah. So, if you take that and you take an immersive experience like Halloween Horror Nights. Yeah. You walk through the maze in Halloween Horror Nights, it's not real. Yeah. It doesn't matter that it's not real. It's that split second, your brain sees something, the adrenaline goes, you scream, you react. Yep. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I want to marry those two.
You described it as Survivor and the Blair Witch Project had a baby.
Yes. Yes. And then throw a little Halloween Horror Nights in there. Yeah. So the idea is it's a real competition show. They're very much competing. Mm-hmm. There's a prize at the end. So it's not a scare. It's not scare tactics. It's not a prank show. This is a real competition show. But our story is these 10 contestants are dropped into an area way, way in the woods, super remote. And little do they know that there is a spirit inhabiting the woods, very Sam Raimi, that latches onto one of the contestants. So you could take our show and recut it into a horror movie that happens to these contestants. But we kind of did both. So you can either be eliminated or you could be killed. Yeah. And when you're killed in front of the other contestants who have no idea. Yeah. Yeah. Who's next? So I instructed the camera operators, okay, and it was like directing a sporting event, like a football game. Okay. You never know where the quarterback's going to throw the ball. Yeah. You never know. You have to anticipate. Yeah, be ready. Okay, be ready over there. So we had 6 camera operators ready for anything that could happen. Yeah. And then we would kill somebody. Like somebody gets torn apart, right? And the wild thing is, let's say you and I are talking. Yeah. And you're like, man, I want that guy to go. I don't really. And then I would get up and walk to the other side of the room and get killed. Ooh. So there's no blood tubes hooked up. There's all of a sudden, completely unexpected. It's so much fun. The contestants, we had an amazing casting company. Okay. This guy named Randy Bernstein. And we auditioned people and cast a great group of people.
Yeah.
Who I fell in love with all of them.
Okay.
I hated the fact that and I'm the host.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. Well, you're no stranger to killing off people that we love.
As a matter of fact, look, I am the Grim Reaper.
Yes, you are.
Let's just be real about that. But it's a unique social experiment.
Yeah.
So, and it's part horror movie and part competition show.
God.
So I love it. I loved every minute of making it. I loved the contestants. I got the entire Walking Dead crew back.
Yeah, I was just about to ask about that. Yeah.
Because we had never done this before. Usually you're like, okay, we're seeing you hit your mark and you sit and you do, and the zombie comes in. Now it's like, guys, I don't know what's going to happen. So let's just line up all the cameras and just be ready to go.
Yeah.
So having that shorthand with my Walking Dead team was amazing. And then these great contestants, and then sort of just scaring the shit. There's one challenge where one of the contestants literally says, I can't concentrate. I'm too fucking scared. And it's all real. I mean, it's there. Those emotions are real.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be fake.
Yeah.
And, I introduced myself at the end of the second episode. And then they're like, okay, now we know all bets are off because this guy's the guy who's, I'm sort of the puppet now.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, my God. I'm looking forward
fun.
to that. I'm looking forward to that. And once again, I know that is premiering later this year on Shudder and AMC Plus. I would imagine, might you be dropping a date at the panel at all?
I think you'll probably find out within the next 48 hours.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Looking forward to that. Well, listen, let me ask you one last question.
Yes.
You think about, your tenure and everything you've done with The Walking Dead. Do you ever reflect back to any particular moment of anything you might have wanted to change?
Well, two things that I always think about. When in season 2, in the comic book, Carl's the one that shoots Shane. I love that moment in the comic book. I really did. There's another one that is very controversial, and Jeffrey hates when I talk about it. But when Rick slits Negan's throat on the hillside, and Maggie comes up and collapses because I really wanted I wanted Maggie to kill Negan there.
Ooh.
Right then.
Then we wouldn't
And
have
of course,
Dead City.
the response was, well, we have more story for him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
But don't you see what that would do for Maggie?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I talk about that often because it was one of the things that I kind of, when we were about to shoot it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be great? And they're like, we can't do that. Yeah, but it would be great, right?
Yeah.
Just say, yes, it would be great, and then I'll let
you let it go.
But, look, Walking Dead was such a, the first 6 seasons it was so fresh and so new and so vibrant and so different that you go back and you watch those episodes and you're like, man, everything was firing.
Yeah.
Everything was firing.
Yeah.
All cylinders. And,
Yeah.
we had a premiere at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
In front of an episode that I directed in front of 16,000 people.
Yep.
I was standing on the stage where Led Zeppelin had performed. that was like life altering.
Yeah. Greg, thank you so much for your time today, man. It's always a pleasure to chat with you and be in your glory, man. I truly thank for all the work you've done. But you got to tell you, man, I love some Walking Dead, but man, guts and glory.
It will not disappoint.
I know it won't with your names on it.
Thank you.
Very much looking forward to it. Thank you so much for stopping by and talking to us today.
Thanks, Remy.
Absolutely. Have a good rest of your Comic-Con.
Okay, I'm off.
Thank you so much.